Our New England Nation analyst Andy Gresh joining us here to preview the season opener, Week 1, down in South Florida. Patriots at the Dolphins. Gresh, before we talk about the game here, what do you make of Bill Belichick taking his team to Palm Beach Atlantic University for the week and practicing on soccer fields and having makeshift goalposts instead of practicing, in Foxborough and flying down the day before?
Well, Morey, I know a lot of people are worried about South Beach, which is an hour and 20 minutes from where they are, which was a silly criticism. But I understand it from the Bill Belichick standpoint. And one of the things about that stadium in Miami is when they put the half roof on it, they made sure the home team was covered in the shade, but the visiting team is going to be in the sun the whole time. It's a different kind of heat. I've talked to a couple different players about it, and they're like, hey, it can only be good for us. Because think about it. Yesterday it was 70. Today it's okay. I know we're not going all weatherman here, but it's just different in South Florida. And given the lack of success even with Tom Brady when he was here, I do not hate it one bit.
The coaching matchup in this one is fascinating. You have Mike McDaniel, who's supposedly this offensive guru, but looking for his first career win in his first game as a head coach. Bill Belichick on the complete opposite side of his career, 321 total wins. When you look at these two coaches, do you believe that Belichick has the upper hand because of all the experience, or do you give the slight edge to McDaniel, who has the better weapons on paper?
Yeah, I think when you're a first-time head coach in the NFL, you're at a disadvantage. And I do believe the Patriots were 6-0 last year against first-time head coaches. Bill Belichick has always done well against the newbies. Now, look, the talent, especially on offense, is in, you could argue, Miami's favor, but it's about halftime adjustments, when to call timeouts, things like that. Is Mike McDaniel going to be calling plays? Who's the consigliere that's going to run the game for him? There's still a lot there that they kind of have to figure out. So I will always think the advantage is with Bill Belichick against any first-year head coach, because a lot of those guys make mistakes. Look at Brandon Staley out with the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't think he's going to be as aggressive on fourth down as much as the stats might say he should be.
The quarterbacks in this one, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, two guys who played together in college. They've sort of been compared here in the AFC East together for the last couple years. Which situation is better? Would you rather be in Mac Jones' spot with the experience of Bill Belichick, or would you rather be in Miami with those weapons on paper, like I said, a Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and the rest?
Yeah, with all the talent around him at receiver, you would think it would be Tua. However, Tua Tagovailoa is playing for his life right now. I mean, if there was another Jimmy Garoppolo out there to be on the roster, hell, he's got Teddy Bridgewater, right? And Teddy Bridgewater's come in and has been at least halfway decent in the league. I think it's a real open referendum on Tua, whereas with Mac, look, I don't think he's going to get blamed if the offense does struggle. It'll be more on the coaching and the offensive line, at least right now. So I think in terms of the situation, Mac is in a better spot than Tua in terms of the job security and things like that. In terms of talent, look, you'd love to have big-time wide receivers and all that. That's never really been the modus operandi here. So I would go with at least with the head coach, who can fix maybe what the offensive coordinators can't.
All right, your keys to a Patriots win on Sunday once we get things started.
Well, you better make sure you don't give up the big touchdown, right? My rule is if you can keep a good receiver to 100 yards, maybe they get it in the end zone one time, that's fine. But don't give up the big chunk plays for touchdowns. You better run the pelota. If you're the Patriots, that's the easiest way to balance your offense and to be able to lean on that Miami defense. And then number 3, we kind of touched on it, win the battle of the halftime adjustment. It is a clear advantage for Bill Belichick. In that category, it needs to show itself in the second half.
You have the Patriots pulling out a close win, 24-23, Gresh. If they do, will it change expectations and the narrative surrounding this team nationally going forward?
I don't think so that much, Morey, because it's going to take a while before all the folks, even in, Patriot Nation, and nationally, to buy into Matt Patricia being the play caller and Joe Judge being the quarterback coach. So I think it's really going to take weeks, if not maybe months, for people to really start to buy in terms of what the Patriots can be offensively. That said, it's kind of a bit of an underdog role. Everybody is doubting them. This is a Rodney Harrison made up, people are picking against us. There's very much a wave of sentiment out there that the Patriots are not going to be good and they're not going to be good offensively. And they've always done a good job of spinning that into something positive.
All right, it all starts 1 o'clock, WPRI 12 on Sunday afternoon. He's Andy Gresh. Our analyst. Football season is here. Enjoy the game, and we'll be back next week.